So today we're about to open up this 35-year-old Ford 302 that we took out of our Mustang. But before we jump into action, let's rewind a bit. That was weird. It tapped out and seized up tighter than a lug nut on race day. So our mission? We got to tear into this bad boy and find out why our motor seized up. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and start. We'll get this hose off of here. I went around and sprayed the bolts with some PB Blast. Man, that is awful feeling though. Why does that feel like that? Wow.
I've come to the conclusion that half of being a good mechanic is just knowing how to get stuck bolts loose.
Let's see, they're loosening enough or it's about to break. I guess let's go ahead and take our intake off. I'll go around and loosen them up with the wrench. I guess I'm going to do it like when you tighten things down, you usually start from the middle and work out in a circle. So I'm just going to come back in. I'm just going around in a circle, loosening them up. Now I feel like I can probably just zip them out. This is my first car motor I've ever taken apart. Come here, baby. One intake. Come on. Let's look at it for a second. Alright. So those are lifters. I think they call this thing a spider or something. And the little dog bones. Got the little dog bones in between there. Ooh, smells like gas. I smell the gasoline. Gasoline. Just gonna get these headers off, get those out of the way. Now we can go ahead and pull the dipstick. Come on, dipstick. I really don't know why I like wrenching on stuff sometimes. Some of this stuff is just so tedious. Trying to get these little bolts out of tight places. Ha-ha! I win. So what's next? Heads. So same thing. I guess I'm going to start on the outside and start loosening them. And my shoulder pop. I think it's a torque spec for old guys. Wrist pop, elbow pop, and then shoulder pop. Which that's good because shoulder pop's high torque, which is what we should have on these heads, I think. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. I was just coming to check out.
Here I am. Ow. the floor. I wasn't really expecting that much water, but it's gonna come out.
Yeah. Looks like
Pee, it's kind of the motor's peeing. Can you grab those? Wait.
like that.
Yeah, like that. Great job.
Well, I couldn't grab them all at once.
Well, at least you got one of them. Or wait, no, you didn't.
I didn't come out here to be your assistant. I came out here to remind you that the time changed, and so it's later than you think.
Well, thank you for that. So I don't see any damage. Like, I don't feel a big lip. You can see, I don't feel it. Almost looks like there might have been some pitting or something there, but I don't feel it.
Okay, I'm gonna be going and getting ready for bed and stuff.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you knew it's later than you think it is.
Thank you, honey.
By an hour.
All right. Tell everybody bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right. We shouldn't have to deal with that anymore.
I heard that.
I asked for it, didn't I? Well, there's the oil pan. I guess I could flip it over at this point. As I got the pan down, that way all that sludge and crap doesn't go up into the motor.
Now when it comes to disassembling this motor, it is brand new to me. I've never disassembled a car motor. I want to try to keep everything as organized as possible. So every time I'm taking off a piece of this motor, we are bagging it and tagging it. A little time taken on the front end is just going to make the reassembly process for me so much easier.
All right, still working on taking this motor apart. Let me show you where we're at. So just got through taking all the lifters out. Got those all fixed up in this little styrofoam right here in order and all labeled and everything. J-Dub's out here helping me put up some bolts. He's labeling some bags and putting all of our header bolts, exhaust bolts, and these are oil pan right there. I think we're going to flip it over maybe and go ahead and take the oil pump off. I don't know, I might go ahead and take the pistons out.
As we dug deeper into this motor, I felt like I was hunting for buried treasure. The kind of treasure that was going to end up costing me money.
Oh man. What?
I see it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good job, James. Way to go, son. This will be the first part of the hardware for the oil pump. I'm looking at it to see if it's gonna fix itself. Alright. I guess we'll just start with number 1. So all of them are stamped. 1, 1. And that one right there. 2, 2. And 3, 3. So they're all of them are stamped. The 2 pieces. Yeah, and of course the ones that are on the crank. The arrow always points forward and they're in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the end one down there. There we go. So I don't know. Alright, piston number 1's out. So we want to keep these together. Let's do number 2 next. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's an old port.
Full of metal.
It sure is. I don't know, but that definitely looks like it's full of metal. Alright, number 2. So whenever the bearing's not in place or whatever, sometimes they call it, I think, spinning. You can spin a bearing. Ooh. That one doesn't look good. So we found something right there. So here's what we were expecting to find somewhere. You see that bearing? So all the other bearings had fit real tight. This one, you may not be able to see it, but I can actually see daylight like through between the bearing and the rod. Make a little adjustment. Teamwork makes the dream work. Alright. So in order to take this off, we're going to have to get this harmonic balancer off. So we can get the timing cover off and the timing chain and gears and stuff off. And then we'll be able to pull the crank. And we'll also be able to get the cam shaft out as well. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's a handy little tool. You don't really use very often, but it's nice and neat. Now we can take this timing chain cover off. Get a Ziploc ready. Right timing chain cover. Right here. Ah, thank you.
So the crank has got a keyway in it. And right there, I think, is basically where piston number 1 would be, the top dead center. And the dot for on this other one is right there. So I'm guessing that's probably how that goes. Let's see here. That's 2, 3. Yep, 4 turns and it's back. So that would be what it would be. Aha. I got it. Before we get all confused, timing chain bolts.
Or
What?
chain cover.
No.
Make another batch.
Timing gear bolt. What were these 3? Oil pump. These are oil pump.
Make 2 bags.
Yeah. You gotta make however many bags it takes, boy. You know what I mean?
Yep. Timing chain gears.
Time to change gears, yeah. And then we can get the cam out, camshaft. Just come out. Technically, we can take the camshaft out now, but we'll wait. It's wild how they got this thing where it kind of like stays balanced, you know, where the weight is all just exactly right, you know, to keep it from vibrating itself to death. Alright, well, might as well get started, huh? Once I pulled that number 1 piston out and I saw the bearings on the end of that rod, I saw that we had some problems there. But it wasn't until we took the crank out where we saw the real bearing that had gone down. Camshaft, but I don't know what it is. It looks like it says BR21F5, BR21F5, and then over here there's an E, BR21F5. If anybody knows what cam that is, I sure would appreciate it. That's a real bad one. Look at that. Look at all that. All right. We got motor stuff everywhere, but there she is. And we found some things. So all the bearings, you know, definitely have wear. Definitely see some signs of wear on them. You can just kind of see, if I move slow across there, kind of see the wear, I think. But then, look at that.
That bearing really just left us. I think that was the failure, was that bearing right there. That metal then went into all kinds of places. The little oil ports on the crank, one of those was just full of metal that I picked out. And of course you can see the wear on the crank there. There's the other side of all the crank bearings. And then there's the mate to the one that really came apart right there. And of course when that metal stopped up that oil port, well, that rod bearing bit the dust too. The rest of the rod bearings didn't look too bad. You could tell that there's some little bit of marks in some of them, but that's what I think went bad. That one crank bearing really. But man, it feels pretty good. I gotta get some weight off this table, get this stuff relocated somewhere. But I'm kind of proud of myself. Of course, taking it apart is pretty easy, but nonetheless, I jumped on it. I did it. There's our oil pump down there. Here, let's flip this motor over. Most of the cylinder walls don't look horrible. I mean, they definitely got signs of wear. We got some carbon buildup at the top, maybe a little bit of ring groove going on. You can definitely tell though that at one point in time the motor's set, I think. And there's a little bit of some surface rust that formed. That's probably mostly in the cylinders that had the lower compression. But on this side now, I'm not sure what's going on there, but you can kind of see that funny spot there and right there. So I believe we got some signs of wear for sure on the cylinders, but I think they're the stock pistons. So, you know, we've got room to play if we need to, you know, home the cylinders out a good bit or whatever. That's my understanding anyway.
I think all in all we got pretty lucky. Didn't look like there was any real like damage on the cylinder walls other than normal wear. It was just that first rod bearing and first crank bearing. I think the bearing seized up. It doesn't look like they damaged the crank, so I think we come out good. I think we got really lucky. Well, there you have it, gearheads. Stay tuned, there'll be more to come. We still got to put this thing back together. Now comes the fun part. Once again, it's another challenge, but there's a blessing in there because now we get to go through this whole motor. We know what we've got, and when we go back, we're going to put it back together the right way with the right parts, which should provide confidence and longevity. Well, I don't know how much confidence. It'll be the first car motor I've built, but hey, we're gonna see what happens. It's a gamble, I guess. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then check out this one. Come back to 9 Fingered Wrenching. Peace.